I don't even know where to begin this video, but I bought something that is incredibly special. Actually, I know where to start this video. With this package here. So this thing would be 30-ish plus years old. Please don't be broken. My father made this for me. Again, it's probably 30 years ago, if not longer. And this was hanging in my room for quite a long time. This was absolutely always a dream car of mine, was to own a Corvette. This is incredibly important to me because 30 plus something years later, this is mine. This is unreal. 2013 Chevrolet Corvette 427, 60-year anniversary. What a unit. Convertible, we'll talk about why I went with this exact spec. Oh. Take it around the block real quick. I like it. This car's not perfect though. There's some stuff. Now these tires are 2012.
Service and be like, these tires are like,
they're not even roadworthy. The front, what's weird is the front tires are 2022. All right, so not all has gone totally smooth in this process. Still pretty pumped that I have a Corvette in my garage, but the Carvana thing, we'll see how this goes. But what I'm most absolutely positively interested in is, does the engine match the car? These cars are pretty notorious for blown motors with the Z6 motor, the LS7, which what you'll see in some of these cars is people will just kind of put the head covers on there, or just dress it up, but there'll just be like an iron block or something from a truck motor in there. Brake fluid, that is pretty good. Actually doesn't look too terrible either. The belt looks like it's doing all right. I don't see any like oil buildup anywhere that's really concerning. The harmonic balancer looks like it's original. Actually does not appear as if these heads have been off before. This all appears untouched to my naked eye. We've got some very small rocks up in the engine bay here. That's bizarre. It's a weird place for that to be. That makes no sense why there's rocks sitting up there. Unless whoever owned this car was in like a gravel driveway or something. Why would that be like that? Now another thing that has me like kind of pumped, the headlights are crystal clear. That's not normal. Are these, oh yeah, this is a GM stamp. So these are original GM lights. Now I was also looking to make sure that this hood is carbon fiber, because there are carbon fiber hoods, making sure that nothing looked like suspicious, like anything like that's been changed out. There's some casting numbers here on the head. I was hoping that I would be able to see maybe a K-Tech or something like that on the head to get an idea if this head's been reworked. We'll talk about that shortly here. Oh, there's a GM number here. That's what we're going to want, that GM number. So we'll take a look at that. I also get a little sense or smell of like something burning. I don't know if that's clutch or if maybe the guys in the lot did a little burnout before they put it on the truck. Smells kind of like rubber. I'm not too sure. Could just be the car. I don't know. At oil level. Yep, oil level is just about above, right about here. You can't really see it, but we're good with oil. That's the number one thing. Make sure we got oil on this bad boy. All right, so let's take a look at the head number. We had a casting on there, GM 125-78449. So that is an LS7 head. So we have an LS7. That was one of the most important things, making sure this motor was correct. Well, I just reached out to Carvana on these 14-year-old tires, and they told me to go to a shop tomorrow. Kind of annoying, because I was actually hoping that I'd be able to take this car my first day and Saturday and go and carve around some canyons here and have some fun, but I'm not doing that on 14-year-old tires. So I'm gonna go there and see what they say about that. And then a couple other scrapes. This car is actually pretty filthy. It looks like when they detail these things, they hose them off from 25 feet away. But when you get in here, these wheels are just absolutely filthy. So I'm gonna have to clean this up. And then also want to take a hose to it. A lot of this stuff isn't gonna come up on camera. Maybe some of this does. Just needs to have a really good cleaning. All in, not too terrible. There is a spot down here that I did not see on the photos where you can see the side skirt here got pretty well scraped up. You can't really see it looking at the car standing up, but you can see it when you get underneath. It kind of sucks. Not a huge deal. I'm not super pissed about that. The car is, 2013. This splitter down here is also pretty well chewed up, which you could not see on photos either. I believe this happened when they were loading the thing up, because I could see when they were unloading it that they scraped the crap out of it. So not sure how that works out. Now this is something most people probably aren't going to buy, but I bought this just because with the channel. Good chance that I need this more than just this one car, and that GPS unit is so old. We got something for that. Now what I'm really worried about with this car potentially is that it lived in South Carolina. South Carolina obviously can have some flood cars, so I just want to make sure that nothing electrically type stuff is going on. That would be a massive red flag. If a funny feel on this battery's probably been low and might maybe cause some issues. So clear those codes, throw it on a battery tender.
Oh my god, this is a pretty cool car. Yeah. Goodbye.
Got the top up?
I want to see how the top goes up, sure. Woo. Whoa. Ooh, I can't look that far up. Oh, wow. That is pretty cool. What? Oh, there we go. Well, that's pretty cool.
So here we are, it's Saturday. I got this car yesterday, Friday afternoon, and it wasn't great in terms of the experience. There's some things just naturally, I guess, a little bit of things I'm concerned with the car that anybody should be, but more importantly, the tires that were on here were 16 years old, something insane. But I took this into Big Brand Tire here locally. They work with Carvana's warranty company, and they were actually able to not only get the 16-year-old rear tires, they actually did the fronts as well, which had a date code of 2022. I don't know how exactly they got that through, but they did. I'm happy now it is a matched set. We ended up going with, well, number one, because we can get them today, the Continental Extreme Contact. These are the DWS 06 Plus, and you can leave an opinion in the comments down below. So again, the reason why I bought a Corvette from Carvana is because they have a 7-day guarantee. If you don't like it, you can give the car back. Number one, I knew that I wanted to get these tires replaced, had to. I wasn't even gonna take this thing out, which I wanted to today, but I had to get the tires instead, so I'll probably take it out tomorrow. That'll be a separate video, kind of a first drive video. Now, I also want to do a video a little more thorough, which I will be going through all of the fluids. I checked to make sure that the basics were there. Brake fluid is fine, engine oil fine, power steering fluid is there, but I do want to flush all of the fluids if I'm going to keep this vehicle, which I will be doing. But again, some very basic things I wanted to check right up off the front is that this is an LS7. I verified it with the head casting numbers. I'm going to look for the engine casting numbers also in there, but I'm pretty sure that this all checks out. Now, they did, when they had the tires off, tell me that the brake pads are down to 4 millimeters. Typically speaking, those shops usually are on the conservative side. There's probably a little more than 4 on there, but pads will have to be done. Brakes, they're relatively cheap. I have no problem getting in there and doing it myself. Truth be told, I would actually probably rather do the brakes myself, because I want to pull the wheels off, clean them up, all that stuff anyways. And personally for me, getting into wrenching on that kind of stuff gets you a little more familiar with the car anyways. So I will be doing brakes if I decide to keep it. Going around and doing a visual. Now I had to wash this car last night because it came to me pretty filthy. And I wasn't thrilled with that. It just wasn't great. The wheels were disgusting. With that said, getting this thing cleaned up, taking a look at the body, there is virtually nothing. I mean, 0 scratches on this thing, 0 rock chips. I mean, 0 rock chips on the front of this car for a 13-year-old vehicle. That is insane to me. Somebody got into it up here, and this is definitely fingernail deep. Some of this stuff will buff out. I would say 25% of this will buff out, which I will try to do. This splitter here has definitely gotten beaten up, which I don't care too much about because I'll probably scrape this up myself. So the splitter needs to be replaced. I might replace it, but the problem is I have no idea what somebody was doing here. I don't know if this probably should come across on camera. Somebody JB welded the splitter to the bumper. I don't totally love how that splitter is seemingly glued on there, but this is not going to be a garage princess for me. I will be driving it. I'll probably damage a splitter from time to time, but the fact that it's glued on there, it's like, well, if I want to replace it, I don't know how much that's going to impact the bumper. So I'm not going to reveal in this video how much I paid for this car. If I decide to keep it, I probably will do that in a following video. Stay tuned. There's a lot of things I need to go through mechanically, which I'll make a whole nother video going through, just running over everything. These cars are known, the LS7, which is why I bought the cars, because it has the LS7 in it. They have problems with the heads, dropping valves, grenading motors. The whole reason I bought this from Carvana is that they also have a 100-day, 4,100-mile warranty. So if this LS7 were to drop a valve into the motor and cause catastrophic damage, it would be covered under that. But I will be taking the heads off, shipping them out. Don't know who, where yet. I need to figure that out. But before that 100 days is over, these heads will be coming off if I decide to keep the car to go into a machine shop. But before that, I just want to make sure that this thing is mechanically sound, other than having to do the head work. And I think for the most part, it pretty much is. There was one problem I was having with this thing yesterday. It smelled like something was burning. I didn't know what it was, but I wanted to give it some miles. I probably have 20, 30 miles on it right now. I'm driving it pretty, I guess, reserved, trying to break it in because this thing only has 17,000 miles on it. It's 13 years old. I want to make sure that everything is pretty well lubed up before I do anything crazy. And I noticed that the smell started to go away, but it did smell like clutch burning, but a little bit different, like brake burning, I don't know. So I'm assuming that the brake pads, well, I know they had some rust on there, things like that needed to be burned off, and I think the smell's going away, so that's good. So stay tuned. There's a lot to talk about with this Corvette, why I went with the 427. I'll make a whole bunch of videos probably relative to this car, so stay tuned for that. Before we end this video though, I will show you interior-wise, this thing is immaculate. It does appear to me that this was a garage kept vehicle for the most part. Some things that tell me that is because the leather on the seats normally just do with age. These would be pretty well sun, cracked up. They are not. I'm gonna put some, lotions on there, really make sure that this leather stays nice, especially here in the Phoenix heat. All in, this thing is in really, really great condition. I did notice some like sunscreen marks. If you wear sunscreen in a car, it gets on the plastics. You can actually see a little bit of like white here. It was really bad on the passenger side, which leads me to believe that maybe wife was in the passenger seat, but everything works really, really well, including the power top. How I'm able to afford this specific spec C6, I thought about buying just a base model. And because of the YouTube channel and my full-time job, so I'm not gonna get too far into the finance side of how I'm able to, I guess, afford this, but the idea is with the YouTube channel, it affords me the ability to buy things like this, and I thank you guys very much for it. I made a video before talking about how YouTube paid for my Harley Davidson, which it did, which was amazing. You guys helped make that a reality, and I sold the motorcycle and decided to go into a bit of Corvette life. So stay tuned. Not done with motorcycles. There will be more motorcycles on this channel for sure, but I wanted something that I could go out and enjoy with my daughter a little more than I do with the motorcycles. And there we have a C6. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in, please hit that subscribe button down below. Remember, likes go a long way to help support the channel. See you guys next time.